workshop to order at 6:21. So I don't really call roll for the workshop. Mr. Vanderker, would you like to take us through?
Sure. I'll start off by saying that I intend to add 2 items to the agenda when we get to that point. The first, I put a couple pieces of paper in front of your workstation, and that is regarding this beautiful computer right here. I've had it in my office all week and I've been using it. I think it would be a great step up from what the current situation is with the counselors' computers. And it only costs us $179.
Okay, $179?
$179. And I think Rose was saying you were spending $700 per computer previously. So.
Yeah. 2015 we bought 2 for over $14,000.
And it's been running great for me. Everybody's come over and taken a look at it. It's a nice computer.
Mostly using it for viewing?
That's pretty much the only thing it's being used for. It uses the PDFs just like these do. So it's got internet access. You need to watch your Netflix during your council meetings. I think it's a good step up. And for as
anybody's tweeting.
For as cheap as they are, I think it would be a smart purchase. Ms. Falcon identified the computer budget as having sufficient amount of money, so we could pay for it out of that. The second thing, I'm not sure if we want to add it to the agenda. We may just take care of it right now. We may not have to add it. Is we have an individual here that's going to display the Lucas machine, also known as the bumper machine, and show us how we can save some lives if we purchase one of those machines.
Should we do that right now?
Is everyone okay with that?
Council's choice.
Sure. Sure.
Doesn't matter to me.
All right, let's do it now then.
All right. Who do we have to go? We need to practice something.
CPR?
What's that?
As a person who's performed CPR, I find this quite exciting.
Oh yeah. Well, I was going to bring a mannequin. However, when I opened up the closet to grab a mannequin, there we should have 20 of them. None of them are there because they're out at a CPR class.
So Andy is definitely okay.
Yes, she's doing good right now. My name is Chris Petzler. I'm with Loma Thompson Fire Department. Been with them for about coming on 5 years now. I've been a certified firefighter for going on 11. CPR is something everybody should know. As Jerry knows, and we've all done it numerous times. With manual CPR without the actual device itself, I've done CPR about 12 times. Got pulses back only once. Unfortunately, it's just something that it doesn't seem to happen as much as what we would like it to for a lot of various reasons. Since Loma purchased this Lucas device, this is going on its 2nd summer now. I've done CPR with it 7 times, and we've gotten pulses back 3 times. We have noticed a steady incline with the quality of CPR with this unit. We have a couple different models. We have the Lucas 2 device. Kent City's got another device called
Wave Farm. Yeah,
that's what
Wave Farm.
Yep. They're very similar, both of the units. This one is about $15,000. Incorporated in that is pretty much what I'll show you within this kit, as well as a couple of external charging units and an extra battery that we have in our medic truck, which is over the States.
How long does the battery last?
Each battery is rated about 45 minutes. If you have to do CPR for more than 45 minutes, you're doing a good job.
Yeah.
But there is, basically I'll open it up and show you guys. It comes with the 2 batteries. If you want to select extra, then that's obviously an extra charge. But it's nice. We have the backpack unit for it. So when you are first on scene and you're in your medic truck, you've got your medical bag here, you've got your AED here, you've got your trauma bag, and then you've got this on your other shoulder. So if you're a one-man person, you're a one-man army, you're walking in and you've got a whole ton of stuff on you. So the option of having this bag is something that I would definitely recommend. When you get on scene, I'm not going to go through the whole process of what we do, but this basically slides underneath the person's armpits. Okay, full picture shown there. This, in order for somebody to do CPR, you have to,
Line, right?
yep, right under there. You have to have a solid surface. So if they're on the bed or anything like that, you got to pull them down. It's got to be on a solid surface, which is the point of this. That goes down right on there. And basically, keep things simple. Pull this out. Put your fingers right here on the green. Pull the tabs in case these black tabs got locked. You set it down onto here. Turn it on. And there are battery indicators on top. So they'll show 3 bars. Should show 3 bars if it's charged all the way. Okay. The controls are very, very simple to use. You got your power button. You have an alarm button over here, so if there is any type of an audible alarm in here in the device, anything like that, it'll flash red and start beeping and showing all funny stuff in the window. When you go to push it, basically, this is the top of the body. Push it down to there, and you hit compression rate of 30 to 2, and it starts going. And literally, that is all you have to do. So it's a CPR machine. It will do the actual compression rate. This is the current one of about 100 to 120 beats per minute. It pauses right there and gives you enough time to appropriately administer 2 breaths. If you have somebody else doing your bagged out mask or your BPM, okay? So this will go like this on somebody for 45 minutes. You can run this, and you can do this with one person. I've done CPR with this thing by myself twice, and having to do the AED and this and breathing, this basically takes the work out of 4 or 5 people right here. On every call that we've had prior to this, we would always have to recall from mutual aid, the theater, or any of our other neighboring departments, because we always would have to have more people having to do CPR at a rate of 100 to 120 beats per minute to tire you out. Yep, it's very exhausting. We generally will do 2 rounds of CPR, switch out with somebody fresh. One of the issues with CPR is as you go on, you don't go as deep as you're supposed to. Okay? And ineffective CPR is obviously not something that we want to target. As Gary said earlier, ineffective CPR is still better than nothing, but as first responders, obviously we want to strive to provide the proper CPR as much as possible. This unit right here, 45 minutes, we'll be doing perfect CPR, flawless CPR the entire time without stop. The nice thing with it is you've got your mode that I showed you originally, which was your 30 to 2. So it's going to do 30 compressions, it'll pause, do 2 breaths, or you have your continuous. You can press your continuous and it'll just keep going, and that is if ALS or Rapid Ambulance says, hey, just keep it going. They've got the patient intubated or a tube down there and they'll breathe as they go, because they feel the compression is not stopping for that moment. But it's something that we kind of him-hawed around with Algoma for quite a while, about a year actually. We demoed this unit, and we demoed the same model that Kent City had. And I would say the main reasons that we went with this unit was durability. It seemed to be built a lot tougher. The plastic itself seemed to be a little thicker, and it would hold up to firefighters. And it had other features on here, such as these straps. In the event that we did get pulses back on somebody, we will transport them to the backboard. So this will stay attached to the patient all the way down to when they get to the hospital. We would barrel roll to the side, the patient, slide the backboard underneath them, all the way underneath this, push them back over, and everything gets tied down, so when we go to move and pick up the backboard, everything gets moved all at once. The nice thing with this is you can leave the battery on. I've left the battery on for an extended period of time 4.5 days before that. So, this being on, it doesn't matter, we just leave it on, so it's still setting the same jump. Just we have to reinitiate inside the ambulance. One of the positives to having this inside the ambulance is, as many of you have seen recently, the Quincy ambulance again in the accidents where they're recognized enough and strapped in and buckled. With this unit, it allows us to actually stay buckled inside the back of the ambulance. Instead of not having it at all, somebody starts to pass out again, we have to get them buckled to the next two stretcher and start doing CPR. Versus with this, you just hit the button and you can say buckled in and it'll start doing the CPR for you.
Just a couple of quick comments. I think I pointed out, during 2016, we had 11 heart attacks, so really last one heart attack. And we averaged 8.5 people per call, and we're there 70 minutes on average. 7 on calls were before noon. The other 4 calls were between 5 and 6, or 5 and 11 at night. What I like about this is, you've seen how big it was. 2 people, optimal. AED has to be carried in because this is compression. The AED is the one that's a shock. This is made by the same company that makes the AED visual control. The second person will be doing airways while the first person monitors this, makes any adjustment. The third person, if there happens to be one, could be the scribe taking notes, getting the medications for the family, date of birth, stuff like that, that has to be filled out on a medical form. We're averaging 60 to 70 minutes per call. I tweak my reports monthly so that I know what is transported and what is not transported as far as class 1 heart attacks. That way at the end of the year I can tally that we had 5 saves and 10 calls or whatever the case may be. I was interested in this, but one day we had a call up to Big Boy and Elbow Township had just left. They were less than a mile away, and I called them back. Unfortunately, it didn't work for the individual, but it's all me. You know, like I said, our daytime staffing is leaves a little bit desired on certain days.
In response to also what he's saying as far as the timeline, any fire department that's around, it doesn't matter where you go, unless you're an actual full-time city department, struggles to get personnel during the day. The majority of the class 1s are the tasks that we want to call them. Anytime that this or CPR would be required, happens at an average of 3 a.m. until around 7 a.m. call. I'd say about 40% or so happens during that, or excuse me, 60% happens during that time. The remaining 40% is any other time throughout the rest of the day. So, knowing that within those hours, you know, you've got quite a few times where people are going in for shift change, going into work. It's hard to get people. Even for Algoma, you know, we've got 2 stations with 30 firefighters, and it's Chief and I feel comfortable going into the scene with this because I know I'm not going to have to call for any other assistance from another department or any of our own firefighters having to be called. You know, this Lucas device or the other device, so this is a needed. The thumper or the other type of device enhances the odds of a patient's survival by 7%. The reason it's so low is the fact that survival rates with CPR are already low. And unfortunately, 95% of the people in cardiac arrest just don't make it. There's still a lot of studies out there and speculations as to why they don't make it, but until we know those, you know, we can't really do much to improve other than purchasing these types of equipment to enhance the odds. 7% over 400,000 people a year, I'm sure that 7% would be thanking you quite a bit, you know, with this purchase. like we said before, the main thing with the main thing with this is it doesn't tire. It doesn't stop. It just goes. If you have regardless of their size of the belt, you're supposed to do a CPR compression about 1/3 of their body. Okay? That averages anywhere between 1.5 inches to 3 inches, depending on how, I guess for lack of a better phrase, thick or how deep the body is. If you have a larger person and you're doing CPR on them, I'm a decent sized guy, now where I have to almost stand to get the proper depth. I'm done after 2 rounds. It tires you out, especially in a 90-degree day in the middle of the sun. This doesn't care how big that person is.
That's going to be my one question. So good.
The wind is the only thing that we run into.
It looks a little narrow. If you have a big person.
If you have a person who averages, basically we have not had this not work on somebody less than 350 pounds. If you have somebody that's over 350 pounds, depending on where that weight is carried, is where we will run into the issue. I have had it where it is basically here. They're 350 pounds. And to get this on them to officially do the CPR, we have literally moved parts of their body out of the way
Right.
just to get that reaction. You do what you got to do to get it on.
Okay. I guess my question was, does it come in a bigger size, or is that it?
No, this is it. This is kind of the standard. We did studies with them. The wider that they went, it was harder to get this as a stabilized unit to actually have a good structural capability of doing compression therapy. So this is pretty much what they came up with in the study. This being a Lucas 2 is what they have as far as the latest and greatest model. They have a few different things that they're tweaking with them right now. They are reprogrammable. So compression rates do change, like they just did. They can plug in here on the side, which is also where the external battery charger can go, like we have in the medic truck. The company will come out to you. You don't have to actually ship it back. There are local representatives within the state. There's also service centers local as well within the state of Michigan. So if you do have something that goes wrong, you call them, they bring a unit to you to use while they're working on their parameter. So you really have no downtime with it as well.
Can you use this on a child?
Yes. You can use it on a child. You can't use it on infant and young. It's basically what you would classify it as. The children, this is not going to actually, the lowest that it will go is about there. And it will beep at you if it's too low, like it was beeping there. So once you get to about there, so that patient has to be somewhere within here. Okay, if they're too small for it, we had one woman that was extraordinarily skinny. Couldn't use it on her because she just wasn't thick enough. For lack of a better way to put it, she just wasn't thick enough.
So on does it know automatically how deep to go?
Yeah, there are sensors within this unit, within the computer, that will sense how deep the concussions are actually being placed. The key thing that you need to do when turning this on that basically sets to where you need to go is this moment, this motion right here. Wherever you put this down to will go the proper depth.
So it'll calculate 1/3 of that, and
it'll
then
calculate about 1/3. It also senses resistance.
okay.
So if you've got a person who is extraordinarily muscular, has a lot of chest muscle, it's going to take a lot more to get down through that muscle to actually, I guess, penetrate the ribs. You know, the whole phrase of if you're not breaking ribs, you're not doing it right. It's pretty true. It will sense that and it will apply more pressure. Versus, if you've got an elderly man or woman who is a lot more frail, you'll see it do its initial compression, and on the next one back up, you won't see it go on the side. So, that's pretty much all there is to it. I mean, it is, if the battery does happen to die, you simply turn it off and pull this out, and this is the battery. They carry an extra one right in here that stays charged the whole time. So it's just a matter of taking that out, pushing it back in, turning it on, resetting it, and you go. Which you do that in time of when the paramedics are doing their vital checks, when you have to pause it, okay, check to see if there's anything there. That's when you switch the battery out, so you're not actually missing any time. You don't have time. The straps that are here on the side are if you're going to transport the patient's arms get strapped in here. So they're up here, so they're not dangling off on the side of the stretcher or anywhere. And this will allow the paramedics to do IVs here as well. So they really have thought of everything with this unit. The only thing that you have to replace with this unit that gets worn are these pucks. These rubber pucks. They provide you with 2 extras when you purchase the unit. These are about $140 for a pack of 3. They are made of nice pliable rubber, so they are cleanable. They're permeable. So if there's blood or any other type of bodily fluids on it, you can clean them with.
And not latex, I'm assuming.
Correct. Yeah, they are not latex. They will do a little bit of damage to the person if it is a larger person. I mean, these things create a suction, which is what allows this to calibrate as it goes. So as you're doing its compressions, when you take them off, you'll see a nice little red ring.
Yes, but they also had a heart attack and now some broken ribs, so I
Yeah.
feel like the hickey on their chest is not.
At that point, they don't care. If they're breathing, they're not going to care.
That's a bragging ring.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly. Yeah, with that.
Impact calculator.
So, but that's pretty much all I have with it. It is worth its weight in gold. You know, for the $15,000, the chief of Loma and I, we sat down and did some calculations with it. With the amount of manpower we save, and just the financial aspect, this basically was going to pay for itself with us in 2 years. Since we got this unit, have not called for another neighboring department since. We've not had to pay extra manpower. We haven't had to retool our guys. It's just cheaper now. And that's generally who we have.
What is the expected life of these?
I don't know if there is an actual expected lifespan of them. The only thing that I've seen online, we did endless amounts of research on these things. They don't break. They're of course they're not going to work. They run. It's a very simple unit. You know, as far as the computer is concerned, that's the most complex portion of this unit.
Do they have a warranty?
They do have a warranty. I'm not sure what it is. I wasn't involved with the actual purchase of this unit. I believe Troy said it was a 1 or a 2 year warranty, which is our chief. We had this going on 2 summers, and I want to say the warranty's coming up soon. You can call and request them to come on out and take a look at it. You can send it in as many times as you want. We do recalibrations for free. There are no extra charges for them just to come and take a look at it. Like I said, if there is a problem, they always have their service specs that are out there. They always bring one, so you leave one, so you're never without. Which is the one thing that we did like over and above the one that Penn City had, is that the customer service aspect of it seemed to be much better than the other company. It is about $4,000 or so, $3,000 to $4,000 more. However, this had more come with it as a base model, as opposed to the other one. The other one being about $12,000 or so. If you were to get everything that we had with the exterior chargers, the extra batteries, the ports, all the holding devices, the backpack, I think we were around $13,900. So realistically, there's only about $1,100 difference. And what we've seen with this, I had to spend that $1,100 every month. Any other questions?
They're built pretty tough. They're fireman proof.
Alright.
It's, like I said, it's made by the same company that makes the AEDs, and the AEDs that city has one in Jason County's office. They're pretty tough.
haven't broken it yet. We have used this thing. The numbers I gave you were even just our department. I should say that we've used this on calls with Cedar Springs. We've used them with Solon. Pretty much every township that we neighbor up to, we've used them. We did use this with the city of Rockford when the owner of the Ace Hardware died, died. We did bring this down and use that with them. They showed up with an army. I mean, an army. They had 30 people that were there all ready to rock and roll. And by the time we got there and we were set up and ready to go, there was only 4 people that were actually involved with the actual call because this was present. So they basically were able to send everybody else back out to do their normal job with the public safety, the police officers, the DPW. Everybody else went back to their normal duties instead of having to pay them the entire time, hour and a half that we were there. It's only 4 people. So it sells itself when you actually see it in action. Rockford is putting on a black and blue ball this year to raise funds to actually purchase one. And it seems like as people within the department see it in use, they just need it. They really. For that 7% chance that it increases somebody's life, you can't really put a number on somebody's life. So if it were me recommending it, that's why I'm here.
Not to cut Chris short, but we're well into your workshop session. Chris, you agreed to stick around for a while and answer any questions at your time tonight, unless you have to leave.
I won't.
I told him, I said, if you need to, you can leave any time, so.
Of course.
Yeah, I'll stick around. I mean, even after you guys want to get more up close or get some hands-on time to do it, see a little bit more one-on-one, I'm more than happy to show you guys. All right?
Well, we certainly appreciate you coming.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Mr. Manager?
I will attempt to get through here very quickly. So we'll start at 7A. I should say we do have a couple public hearings that we're required to hold. But starting with 7A, the CS Brewery Start Beer Fest Community Event Application. Mr. Ringler's had a couple of events in the past. He seems to run a pretty tight ship. I don't see any reason why we wouldn't want to approve that after my department heads approve it. 7B, the guidelines for tax abatement status. We've looked at this before. I've been working with Mr. Clark on this. I did review a couple other cities and their IT guidelines. They weren't substantially different from what I proposed in the past. I did add a section about LEED certification. I don't know if it's really necessary, but I put some language in there for you to review if you'd like it to be added eventually. 7C, first reading, humane pet acquisition ordinance. I've shown this to you guys in the past. I did have the counselor approach me and asked to put this on for eventual passage. So I guess we'll discuss it today and we'll vote on it next time. 7D, Cedar Springs Area Rec Master Plan. We've been asked to adopt a resolution in support and approving of this. I realize now I put it as both a description item and an action item, so I guess we'll breeze through that one real quick. But we do have to have a public hearing on that today. 7E, wastewater treatment plant proposed contract. These are the contract terms. We will have a more definitive, actual legal contract next time, but wanted you guys to look at the terms. I think Mr. Stressman would indicate to you that these are pretty fair terms. We've been getting a heck of a deal out of those people, and they've been doing a great job. 7F, first reading farmers market ordinance. This is something I've been working on with Mr. Ringler. It's basically taking it out of the planning commission's hands and putting it into the city manager's hands. It just makes it a little bit easier to adapt and faster to adapt. 7G, first reading of the ordinance to dissolve the Downtown Development Authority. This is one of those tough issues that I don't want to get rid of the DDA, but at this point they've not been funded for a couple of years. It's my hope that after dissolving the DDA, we could bring the DDA back with a reduced property-based tax level, so that in the future when the tax property tax level start going up, we'll start self-funding. I will tell you that the DDA had a meeting, the subcommittee of the DDA had a meeting the other day to talk about strategy for the future. I think there's a lot of great ideas, and I think they'll do a lot of good work once they start getting money coming back.
So just to clarify, this is part of the process of trying to make that happen?
Sure. So the process would involve the city council dissolving the DDA, which you can't do today. It's an ordinance, so it would have to be done next time. And then we would put the effort into bringing it back, but at the same time, a DDA committee would then be strategizing for what they would be doing with the money and various other things.
But it's the recreating it that allows them to apply for the tax.
The lower tax base, yes.
Does this sound right, Mr.
Yes.
Hawkins?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so that takes us to 8A, Resolution 2017-02, approval of the IFT Certificate for Display Pack. The IFT board did meet on this and are recommending a 12-year IFT. 8B, motion to approve the Title VI non-discrimination plan. This is just something that the state's requiring us to reapprove since you now have a new anti-discrimination person, myself. So nothing's changed other than the fact that I'm now the administrator for that.
Well, thank you for making sure we don't discriminate.
Sure. 8C, motion to approve budget amendments. This is Ms. Falcon's deal. I think sure we're bringing just some of the lines in the budget back into reality from where they were. But Ms. Falcon can discuss that more if you guys have questions about it. Motion to approve IT right quotes. This is a legacy issue we had with the previous IT company, I think. It seems like our network's been held together with duct tape and bubble gum for some time. The server is getting towards, if not already outside its expected lifespan. And I think it's been doing double duty. It's been doing both the city's computers and the city's network, but it's also been hosting our email service. And so doing double duty slows everything down. So one of the things we're going to do in addition to getting a new server is moving the email hosting off the server onto a server owned by the IT right company. I think that'll make it a little bit easier to deal with some of the issues we've had recently with our email. And then the new email spam filtering, it must have expired just recently because I've been receiving upwards of 250 emails on a Monday morning.
Yes.
And I'm sure you all have been suffering the same. You know.
I just got in and I have like 4,000 that apparently think that is some serious medical issues.
Okay.
So just, you know.
Well, I've been offered a lot of mail drugs.
Me too.
Yes.
Me too. I'm like Jerry called the laundry.
She
And
smells.
her hair.
She smells nicer too.
I smell nicer than Jerry.
8D, Michigan Winterfest is presented by the Zephyr West Racing. So last time we approved an alcohol resolution, I don't think they've got anybody to provide them alcohol, so that's not going to be at their event. And frankly, Mother Nature doesn't seem to care for them so terribly much because the weather's not cooperating.
Yeah.
There's very
Is that why
little,
the signs took over?
probably from the wind.
Oh, I thought maybe it was purposeful.
I honestly don't know. I haven't talked to him in 2 or 3 days. He may have tipped it over because he thinks there's not going to be snow.
That was what I was wondering.
Yeah. Matter of fact, we were supposed to get 2 inches of snow last night. We didn't. So, I don't think it's going to happen. If it does, it's going to be a significantly reduced event. I do know that Sergeant Kelly had a long discussion with him.
I think last year they actually had to reschedule it.
And I did ask him about rescheduling it, and he said he was not going to reschedule it.
Okay.
He said he would just work on next year if it doesn't go this year. Other than that, I think all my department heads approved of it, so you are welcome to approve of the community event application.
Sure.
But it just seems like it might be a wasted effort. But we might get lucky. Might
Maybe
get
the
some
snow gods will smile upon us.
8F, motion to move $39,716 and 15 cents from the White Pine Trail staging area to the general fund. So what I think happened here is the city received some kind of grant to do the staging area. And that grant was probably for around $39,000. So before the grant money came in, I think the city funded money from the general fund to this fund to start work.
That sounds right.
Then, when the grant came through, the $39,000,
It didn't get
it
transferred.
didn't get transferred back.
Got it.
So I think there's about $200 that is not part of that, but $200 in a fund we haven't touched in 5 years, it's kind of silly. So we'd like to close that fund out and just move it to the general fund.
And you need council's approval to do that?
We do.
Okay.
8G, motion to approve agreement for library services. You guys saw this last time. All my objections still stand. One thing I did add to the packet is a rewrite of the agreement that was sent to us by Solon Township. I spent some time with Jeff Sloggett, city attorney, rewriting it. We left the majority of their terms intact. The 3 years of funding, the 4.4 millage intact. Just some minor details that I'd like to see changed. So you can approve theirs. I guess you could approve ours instead, and we can send it back to them. Or we can table it again for more discussion.
Do you have a recommendation?
I don't know if we're under any kind of time frame other than the fact that the library is going to be opening soon. I'd like to get this done. If I was going to make a recommendation, I'd say approve ours, mine, and Mr. Sloggett's, and we can send it back to them for approval.
Okay.
Because like I said, the terms are almost identical, just some drafting thing.
So that's B.
I believe it would be. It's the one that doesn't put the signature on it.
Sure.
8H, motion to approve $4,000 payment to the Cedar Springs Historical Society. I apologize to the Historical Society with all the, me being hired and all my people being hired. It just got lost in the shuffle. So we have not paid them that much this year, and I think they'd appreciate it if we would give them some money. And I think that's all I've got.
The master plan.
Is there an I?
There
No,
is.
I apologize. I must have not written anything about it. Oh yeah, we added that one, didn't we? Okay. So, this is the action item following up on the discussion item, adoption of a resolution supporting and adopting the Cedar Springs Area Rec Master Plan. This is a requirement for the Cedar Springs Area Recreation Authority to have their master plan approved, which we were, through the CBDT, using for some grant applications. We're not doing that anymore, but I believe one of the other townships is using it for grant applications. So it's been on our website for 2 or 3 weeks now. So hopefully everybody reviewed it. And the Cedar Springs Area Rec Authority will be passing it a couple weeks from now, this topic.
I just have one thing to add. In that resolution, when that motion is made, whether approval or denial, please just state that you would like to change the dates on there to February 9th. Currently it says March 9th. We were going to bring that to you next month, but we moved it up so that way the Parks and Rec board could get it a little bit sooner.
Anything else, anyone? Okay, I wouldn't mind a short break.
That's what I was going to say. We'll adjourn for 5 minutes, and we'll resume at 7:05.